Hey there guys, I wanted to show you this cool game. It's Cashflow 101. You might have heard of it before if you've heard anything about Robert Kiyosaki. So this is the board game which he created, and you can buy a proper board game that you can play, or you can play the online game. The online game is actually free. You just need to go to the website www.richdad.com and you sign up and whatever, and it's pretty easy to navigate your way around. So I'll take you through the game and how it works and sort of explain it to you. It's pretty simple, but it might take a little bit of getting used to. So basically all you need to do is you choose your end goal. Now this doesn't really actually matter that much. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. So essentially your salary will stay the same. The amount of savings you have stays the same. So just sort of choose whatever. I'm going to choose this one here about yacht racing. Now, basically you just roll the dice, and I'll take you through each sort of step as we go through, but you roll the dice, and like any board game, you move however many parts come up on the dice, and essentially you get different opportunities, and every time you land somewhere on the board, it means something slightly different. And here we've got our balance sheet basically. So we can see how much income we're earning. So it says here that we're a nurse and we earn $3,100 per paycheck, and it talks about all of our expenses. So we've got taxes and mortgage repayments and whatnot. And at this stage we've got no assets of any kind, but we have got a whole bunch of liabilities. So Robert Kiyosaki is quite big on assets and liabilities, talking about cash flow. So the idea of this game here basically is you've got the amount of cash on hand, which is $2,720. Our total income is $3,100, which we know, and our total expenses is $1,980. So every payday we end up with $1,120. Now what we want to do is, up here where it says passive income 0, we need to earn at least $1,980 in passive income in order to win the first part of the game. So in order to do that, we need to have passive cash flow, and to do that there's a couple of ways we can do it. Essentially we can pay off some of our liabilities, which will reduce the amount of our expenses, okay, which means that we actually have to earn less money because we have less expenses. But what Robert Kiyosaki tries to teach is to focus on your assets, building up your assets. So we'll go through that. Now we've got an opportunity here for a deal. You have small deals, which is $5,000 or less, and then bigger deals, which require $6,000 or more, and usually they're more like $10,000 to $20,000, and some of them go up to, I think it's $500,000. So some pretty big deals, but look, it's probably a good idea at this stage to start off with small, just to have a look. So in this case, a certificate of deposit. It's not a very good investment really if we have a look at it. So it's going to cost us $5,000, and as far as cash flow, it's going to bring us $20. We don't actually have $5,000. We can borrow the money, but if we borrow the money, it costs $100 for every $1,000 that you borrow per paycheck. So we'd need to borrow basically $3,000 because you can only borrow in $1,000 increments. So it wouldn't work out. So I'm going to pass on this one. And I'm not going to repay any debt. So you can repay debt, and I'll quickly show you that. So you can repay, and you say, all right, we're going to pay off our retail debt, and you can pay off like bits and pieces. So with the credit card, actually you can't pay off bits and pieces, so you have to pay off the whole thing. So we're not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to try and save a little bit of money and see if we can get some good deals. So we're going to roll again, and just so you know, these little yellow things on the board, they are your payday. The green is the opportunities, and I forget what these are, but when we land in one, I'll tell you what they are. These ones here are basically things like you have to go and buy new golf clubs, and it's kind of frustrating as you play in the game, but that's just, I guess, real life. Things come up that you don't expect that you need to buy. This is having a baby. The maximum you can have is 3 babies, and essentially, depending on how much you earn, it takes a portion of your salary away from you. And then this one here down the bottom is one that you really don't want to get. If you land on this one, it basically takes, I think it takes all of your money in expenses. So if you've got $3,000 worth of monthly expenses, you'll lose $3,000, and you also lose 3 turns, which is kind of frustrating, but that's pretty much it. So let's go just play for a minute and see how we go. Cool. So we got another opportunity. Let's see if there's anything better. All right. So this one's a bit of a punt. This company here. So there's a trade war. Panic leads to record low share price for this home electronics seller. Now, given that it's so cheap, and it says here that the trading range is between $5 and $30, $1 is pretty cheap, and we've got $2,720, and I guess the opportunity for this to increase is pretty good. It doesn't provide cash flow, but at this early stage when we don't have a lot of cash, we want to try and build up a little bit of equity or a little bit of capital, so that when a good opportunity presents itself, we can actually afford to take that. And the worst we can lose here is, a small amount of money. So I'm going to go ahead and buy 2,000, and let's hope they go up to say $20 or $30. And if they do, we're going to have a lot of capital. All right, so we've got 2,000 shares at $1. We're just going to roll again. Let's go with small again. So here's the stock that we just bought. And unfortunately, we just had a split, so we lost half of our stock. But we've still got 1,000. And on the flip side, if they go back up, it doesn't really matter how much they go up by. We're still going to come out on top. So here's what I was telling you before. We land on one of these boo-boo things, and we end up having to cost us a bit of money, but no big deal. And we're lucky we just missed this by 1, but we got another opportunity. Alright, so here's a pretty good opportunity, guys. Let's have a look at this. It's not a great opportunity, but it's okay. So we've got an older two bedroom, 1 bathroom condo. And it's $55,000, but you only actually need to worry about the down payment. Okay, now the down payment here is $5,000, and it's going to give us $160 per paycheck in passive income. Now, at this stage, we don't really have a lot of capital, so again, if we were to buy this, it's only going to provide us with a small amount of passive cash flow. And look, if you had heaps of money at this stage, it could be a deal that's worthwhile, but given that we'd have to borrow $4,000, it's going to cost us $400 in repayments per paycheck, and we're only going to get $160. So we're going to be about $240 out of pocket for a few paychecks. So we're going to pass it this time. We'll quickly roll again because that's pretty boring. Small business improves. There you go. So that one that I wasn't sure on before, essentially it's just about business. So you can buy businesses, which is another thing that you can land on. And if you buy a business and the business improves, the profit goes up, you can make a bit of money if you land on this one. So this isn't relevant to us right now, so we're just going to click done. Let's hope we get a good deal, hey? Alright, so here's another stock opportunity. It's not the one that we've got. And the price range for this company is between $5 and $40, and it's currently at 10. It's talking about inflation causes poor share price. So I might give this one a bit of a miss because $10 certainly isn't at the bottom of its threshold. If you had heaps of money, you could certainly give this one a bit of a go, but it's probably a bit of a risk, and there's not as much upside potential as there was in the other one. So we're going to give this one pass. Alright, so we got a little bit of extra cash now, so let's keep rolling. Oh, that's no good, we got a baby. So now we've increased our expenses by $170. But that's okay, not to worry. These things happen in life. Alright, here we go, guys. So we got lucky with our little prediction before with this company. So essentially we can sell 1,000 of them at $30 each. So we're going to sell the whole lot, which is going to give us $30,000. And now we've got a decent amount of capital. So with $30,000 capital, we can start looking for some big deals. Again, another one of these silly little things, but that's cool. $220 isn't going to bother us, especially with this much capital. Now, if you notice, I haven't paid off any of our debts because I guess the upside benefit of paying off these debts doesn't really help us, because ultimately what we're looking for is passive income from our assets. And if we reduce these, even if we reduce all of them to zero, we're still going to have some of these expenses like our taxes. And just like other expenses, and then also our new child as well. So ultimately, if we want to retire and get out of the rat race, we need to build this up, and there's no point wasting your time on this. Alright, so we've got $35,000. Let's have a look at the big opportunities here. Alright, so this is pretty good. I mean, I've seen plenty of better deals than this one, but it's not bad. So we've got a fourplex to forced sale, financially distressed owner, years behind on taxes. So if we look at this in real world, you've got a person who's financially distressed. I guess that they really need to get rid of this thing. And as far as the price is concerned, there's probably good opportunity for this to increase in value for one. So we've got capital gains, and then as far as cash flow is concerned, we're getting $750 a paycheck. Now we only need $2,150 to retire, and the down payment's $16,000. We can easily afford that. It's only, well, it's less than half. So let's go ahead and buy that one for now. Okay, so you can see here that we're getting close to, sort of about a third of the way. And as far as our income is concerned, our payday's gone up. We've now got an asset down here, okay, and then also with the liability. So we've still carried over the liability, but the main thing to look at here, I guess, is that we've got an asset which can potentially appreciate in value, and then we've also got the passive income. So let's go ahead and roll again, see what we get. Oh, don't worry about that. $1,500, no big deal. Got plenty of cash. Cash to splash. Let's roll again. It's all good. Another kid. Oh, it's all good. Alright, we got a payday. Let's have a look at these big opportunities again. Alright, so we've got a duplex for sale. Owner moving out of this duplex due to growing family tenants. So it's going to cost us $8,000 for $240 cash flow per month. So this isn't quite as good a deal as this one, but again, we haven't got anything better yet, so let's just go with it. We don't need to worry about that one. Let's hope we get another good big deal. Alright, this is a perfect example of a really bad one. So, if we have a look at this, so it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, and it's on a golf course, and it comes with a gold membership as well. That's $115,000, which is way too expensive. We bought a huge fourplex here for 80 grand, and this is even more. It's going to cost us $10,000, and it's going to have a negative cash flow of $100. So the likelihood of this going up is virtually zero, and this is taking money from us every single paycheck. Essentially, this is negative geared, and this is a really good example of what Robert Kiyosaki suggests is not a good way to do things. So we're going to pass on that one. But look, I hope that gives you a pretty good indication of how this game works. Essentially, you just keep going through the game and keep buying deals. Once you've got enough passive income, you basically graduate out of the rat race and you move on to the fast track. Now, the fast track's very similar to the way that this one in the middle works, and you'll probably get out of the fast track in like 5 minutes, if that. It's just really to demonstrate, I guess, how hard it is to get out of the rat race, but once you get out of it, it's sort of smooth sailing from there. So I hope this video is really helpful for you guys. It's a lot to take in if you're new to finance and the way that money works, but this is a really good game just to sort of understand the language of money. And yeah, good luck.